Welcome, everybody, to Unpopular Review Sports Edition. That's right, people. We told y'all Unpopular Review was taking over all of your airways. Where barbershop talk meets radio is not just BDSR Network. It is the global sensation. It is Unpopular Review. And tonight we bring you the first edition of our sports show. And I'd like to introduce to y'all the host of this show moving forward, your top 5 anything. Comment below. Let us know top 5 in sports throughout the landscape. It is an honor. It is a pleasure. I've been doing radio with this gentleman over here for a while now, dating back to the chair shot, coming over to Around the Blocks and Mike Knox on BDSR Networks, which is now joined with the Mega Powers, forming the Mega Powers. This is you, the Mega Team here on UPR. The Golden Pipes himself. Oh, Mr. Mike Knox is with 3 X's, but he's Platt with 2 T's. What's going on, Mr. Christopher Platt? Welcome to the program, to your show, shall I say.
Greetings and salutations, Michael. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen out there. It's great to be on board, great to be part of the team, and hopefully we can have a little fun here. Oh, just one correction, though. I'm Mr. Velvet Pipe, sir. The pipes are golden as well, but they're also velvet, you know.
They also velvet. What is that? Velvet? I knew that. I knew that, though. And I just couldn't get it out right, and I apologize. But listen, tell your people out there what your show going to be every other week here on UPR Sports. What are we doing with you?
We're going to do top 5. So whatever you could think of, the combination or the possibilities are limitless. It's literally infinite. Drop some in the chat, some top 5s you'd like to hear us discuss. Maybe you want to come on and discuss them with me. Whatever top 5s you could think of. Top 5 O.J. Simpson murders. Top 5 Magic Johnson groupies. Like the top 5 Michael Tyson knockouts. I think
one is happening today on the airplane. That don't count. That don't count. He ain't even touched that man.
He had a little scar right there.
Was if Tyson wanted to hurt that man,
love tap, little love tap. Okay,
if Tyson wanted to hurt that man, Tyson would have hurt that man. He ain't hurt that man.
That's unmanicured fingernail scar right there. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But today, Mike, I'm excited about this show in honor of the exciting start of the NBA playoffs. And especially because there's been a lot of youngsters that have stepped up this far. Like, it kind of feels like the new generation. I wanted to go back and pay a little homage to some of the ones that paved the way before them. So we're going to be discussing the top 5 individual playoff performances in NBA playoff history. And I know that list is long. It's very long. Let me give you guys my personal criteria. Not everybody's, just my personal criteria. I limited my list to games that I actually was able to see with my own 2 eyes.
I think that should matter. Don't be giving me games you saw somebody else. You saw somehow. Like, listen, Platt, Mr. Gold Velvet Pipes, you know, I always say this. And if you don't know, you're going to know right now. I never saw Muhammad Ali fight in his prime. The Muhammad Ali I saw was getting knocked the fuck out. Now, I get he's the greatest. I saw the tapes. I seen it all. But the Muhammad I saw wasn't the greatest. So when people say he's the greatest, for me, he's just not, because what I saw was tapes, and it's not fair for me to judge somebody that I didn't see. I think that's a very good thing to have on this list. Watch the stuff. See it yourself. I like that. Go ahead with your bad self.
I appreciate you. Thank you. So I don't want to hear about Wilt Chamberlain scoring a gazillion points and orchestrating an orgy at midcourt during Game 2 of the 1957 NBA Finals, okay? I'm sure it was a great performance. There's a lot of great performances in the history of the NBA. The NBA been around for 75 years. I have not, okay? Please, thank you, please. I'm just saying. So what's up, man? You want to go ahead and get us started here, man?
Well, for me, it's not even a fair list, right? Because
why is that?
First of all, your criteria says you have to at least have watched them, right? I'm very biased. All right. I like to tell people all the time, I was born in the city of Chicago, raised in my adult life in Philadelphia. Those are my sports cities. And yes, as unfair as it may sound, I'm not biased. I am pro Chicago, everything first, except for football. Then it's Eagles and it's Philadelphia second, everything. Other than that, there's my thing. Jordan's all over this list, man. It's a top 5. So the problem is like, well, of course, listen, you're from.
Hey.
Your biggest stars are LeBron James and The Miz. Like, literally.
And newly married Dana Brooke, too.
So that's all I'm saying. What's going on, DC? Good evening, fellas. How's it going? Can we talk about this garbage playing game? Terrible. You had 82 games to play. Listen, I'll tell you this much. It's money. So it's what they do. It gave me extra basketball. It actually felt like it was playoff atmosphere. I don't care. Like it worked. It was fine when LeBron benefited from it, and he could benefit from it. It was too many games. That's just me. I get and I love tradition. I kind of don't like it, but it's there. So I'm hum on that. What are your thoughts on that one?
Number one, I consider those playoff games. And number two, I like the concept of the playoff game. It gives you a NCAA vibe and feel to the games. You know what I mean? So I enjoy it personally. And we had to do something to shake it up. The playoffs have been that way for how long? I like the idea of people trying stuff new. And
I still hate the best of sevens. I want the best of five back in the first round. I hate the best of seven in the first. I hate it. Yeah, money. I let it go. Joseph Townsend, AI, enough said. Listen, right there. But you got the Hollis in the background, though. So I kind of got confused. I thought it was like a Philly vibe thing. Then you came out with some New York stuff. I get the Knicks ain't had shit in your lifetime, probably, that you can remember. All right. Just joking with my Knicks fans out there. DJ, come holler at your boy. All right. Tommy also, Tommy T and the beautiful girls. What's going on out there? Tommy T, AI versus Lakers game 1. Will it be in this top 5? I don't know. I don't. Well, it's your show. You want me to go first?
Of course, man. Please.
That's not
age
fair.
Before beauty, sir. Nah, age before beauty.
You're gonna keep it. I'm both. I'm beautiful and old. So, but you know what? I'll be honest with you. Okay, and this is a difficult list, to say the least. I'm not gonna even lie to you. Like, this is one of the hardest things. Like putting this together and looking at this, and I knew for a couple of days what your thought process was. Since last week, what it was. And I'm trying to find a picture for us while I'm pausing, but I know what it is. So it's
filibustering.
No, because I've seen this game. 1987, Western Conference Semifinals, Game 6. Akeem Olajuwon destroys the league. You understand what I'm saying to you? 49, 25 rebounds, 6 blocks. Now, I don't want to just sit here and talk about last night's phenomenal performance by Joel Embiid. But as I'm watching that game, and this game against the Seattle Supersonics, by the way. Okay. Just so you know, because I am, you said age before beauty, so I'll go ahead and I will age myself right here. Because this game, I remember watching this game. And Hakeem Olajuwon destroyed them, dude. Like, I never seen nothing like it, at least at that time. From a big guy of his size. Like, everybody was a Patrick Ewing guy, and those kind of guys. I'm not gonna say I feel like I'm a King guy, because I'm not. But damn, I admire him. 49, 25, and 6 Western Conference Final Game 6. What you got to beat that? Number 5. Hakeem.
That's a good
dream.
One. That's a really.
Holla at me, Vaughn. Holla at me, Vaughn.
That's a good one. That's a good one. So, full disclosure. Yes, I'm from Cleveland. Of course, I love the King. But my favorite basketball player of all time, bar none, is the one, the only, Chicago's own BT Dub, Isaiah Lord Thomas.
I told Isaiah Thomas to his face that we hate him from the South Side.
Wow.
I did, and we laughed about it. I have a picture with him. I have a picture. We don't like him on the South Side. He was a Piston. He's like the only player from Chicago that only gets love like recently. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't get no love.
Which is a shame.
No love.
Which is a shame.
I love that about that. America should always stay like that. Oh, we all got to be friends today. That's what makes the NBA so whack. Everybody's friends. Where's the hatred?
No. I'm not talking about friends. I'm talking about respect. When you mention Jordan, Bird, and Magic, Isaiah should be right there. And he's not there because of politics.
Because of who? No,
politics.
I don't think Mike's politics. First of all, I don't think Mike politics. I think Mike's not his mind, and people decide to go on their knees and do the kiss my ass Michael Jordan club. Okay. So when I'm watching Isaiah, he's one of the best of all time. I watched those championship years with Isaiah Thomas, and where he says all the time, I beat Michael, Larry, and Magic in their primes. But then someone would argue and say that wasn't Mike's prime. So then you go, well, which was Mike's prime? Right? Because that becomes the argument. That's a story for another day. Top 5 was Mike Primes. I don't fucking know. What's your number 5? Are you just?
I was there. Why said Isaiah Thomas?
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, I was there. All these young kids, they don't know Isaiah Thomas. Google him. Like, I was there. That man could have scored 30 every night if he wanted to, but he submerged his own individual accolades for the good of the
6'3".
team. And it worked out. 6'2", 6'1", 6'2".
6'2",
But my
160,
number
yeah.
5, 1988, one of the first games I ever remember watching. Game 6, NBA Finals. The Detroit Pistons in the Great Western Form versus, I believe, the
Lakers.
defending champion Los
The
Angeles Lakers.
Yes, I
Isaiah
remember that
Thomas
game.
goes off for 42 points. Pistons up 3-2 in game 6. Bust up his ankle. Did that stop him? No. This melon farmer proceeds to go off for 25 points in the third quarter, trying to wrap that game up right then, right there. Damn near did it. They called a bullshit foul on James Edwards at the buzzer. Kareem made the free throws. Lakers win in overtime. Game 7, Isaiah's ankle was busted up. Lakers run away, win the championship. But that game 6 was one of the most remarkable individual performances I've ever seen. He put that team on his back trying to win it, and I had to pay homage to my man, Isaiah Lord Thomas.
I can't say anything bad about that. I saw that game myself. You say you were there? That's insane.
No, not there. I mean,
Okay,
I was there during the during the Isaiah Thomas era, so I know how good he was. That's what I was
on this one for number 4, and I'm being honest with y'all. I know it's your show. Let's do something a little different. You give me number 4 first. Give me number 4.
Okay, cool. No
give me
worries.
Your 4. Give me your 4.
Number 4, we're gonna go Game 1, 2018 NBA Finals. Golden State Warriors depleted Cleveland Cavaliers team. Let me just read these stats off right quick for yours truly, LeBron the King James. I got my you'll get used to my notebook, y'all.
I got
51 points.
Got it.
8 rebounds.
8
assists.
8
And not only that, he grabbed that game by the balls since tip-off and controlled the flow, the tempo, the pace, and everything that was going on in that game. And if you go back and watch that game, and you saw it last night again, KD was shook. You could look at his eyes and see he was shook. And I know what everybody remembers about that game is the last few seconds and J.R. Smith, yada, 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 and all of that. What really was the turning point in that game was about 30 seconds left. Warriors have the ball, Cavs up 2. The refs call a charge on KD. For some reason, they go back and review it, overturn the call it a block on LeBron. So now, instead of the Cavs with the ball with 30 seconds left, up 2, with an opportunity to go up by 2 possessions and basically salt the game because LeBron was in that I refuse to lose mode. Now KD's at the line, makes both free throws, and then y'all know what happens that last 30 seconds, all hell breaks loose. I'm not saying that the Cavs would have won that series. That Warriors team was too stacked. But that game, I really wanted to make it my number 1, but it's hard because he lost. I feel like they literally wasted the best game that I ever saw LeBron James play, and it's unfortunate. But still, I had to pay homage to it, and I had to give it props, and that's why it's my number 4 NBA playoff performance of all time.
I'm gonna keep going, right? And I'm just being real. This is me. I have to say, and I know it's just recent, and we're a creature of habit for right now. And you can ask me how in the blue heaven hells, I said that blue high heaven hells, could I put this as my number 4? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I watched this entire game last night. And Joel Embiid is doing things I've never seen Shaq, Kareem, Hakeem, Olajuwon do. Now, hear me out before you get on my back. I think Joel is a grown man with a child's mind. How he talks, how he acts sometimes, all that. I get today's NBA. I think James Harden's lost it. I think he's been Chuck Knob blocked. I'm watching the boy refuse to shoot the ball. He just goes to the basket. Okay, so I'm watching Joel Embiid get doubled, triple teamed. You can't foul him. He hits free throws. This man was dominating the first 2 games. First 2 games, he had a combined 17 rebounds in the first quarter. Yesterday, he had 3 rebounds and 6 points at halftime. He finished with 39, 13, and 6 in the game-winning shot where they ran a play. I'm calling it the Philly special too. And here's why. Because like the Philly special, it was recorded and they executed the way the coach asked them to. Doc Rivers took that nurse back to school because he couldn't draw blood right. And he called the play perfectly for Joel Embiid who should be this year's MVP in the National Basketball Association. And if he doesn't win MVP, it's the same bullshit and hypocrisy that gave Steve Nash that second MVP over Kobe Bean Bryant. That's how good this man has played with the bullshit that he's gone through with Benjamin. I refuse to shoot Simmons, to James fat suit, no fat suit, chili feast, steak, beard wearing, hamstring having. I don't know what he's doing having. You see the point of the ball? That's he wouldn't even. I'm done. Joel Embiid, my number 4. That last night performance, that fadeaway MJS shot at 7'2", insane, fucking insane.
King Von here said Embiid over Olajuwon.
No, he gave me question mark. He gave me question mark. Here's the thing. You can answer, because I won't put none of the younger guys over the older guys just yet in a lot of areas because of their mindsets. To me, Hakeem was a monster. Embiid's learning to be a monster. I followed the process. I trusted the process. Embiid was not this way 2 years ago when they lost to Toronto. This is a different Embiid. He's not getting hurt.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Platt.
I'm just going to say I wouldn't necessarily put Embiid over Olajuwon, but I see the similarities there, especially in regards to footwork and touch, especially touch around the basket. So I do see the similarities. They're both African, so they probably both grew up playing soccer. So that lends itself to the footwork that they have, which it's hard to be that tall and be that coordinated. Like people take that for granted. You know what I mean? So I see some similarities there, but he's got to prove it. I mean, Hakeem got 2 chips. And he lost his mind for that 2 year.
Yeah, he hasn't got the second round yet. So he got a lot to go before he's Hakeem Olajuwon. But I'm saying athleticism-wise, he's as good as anybody I've ever seen. Here's my thing about the Hakeem Dream over the Shaq reference that I think is unfair to a young Shaq. Shaq averaged 32 points and 14 rebounds in that NBA Finals and gets no credit because Hakeem Olajuwon in the Houston Rockets whooped the Magic ass like that. Just put that in perspective. Kobe and Shaq versus Portland. Great choice. I think that's Hakeem Olajuwon. LeBron did. Listen, and I'm going to go with my 3 to help you out. And he just gave me my little segue right there. And here's how you go. You say I could be a little biased. All right? Because the game, again, that I saw. All right? You can help me out with this. This is your guy. This is your guy versus. Hold on. I thought I had the picture.
You talking about 07?
It was against the Detroit Pistons.
Yes.
I watched this young man named LeBron James just by himself with no help at all take on a defending champion, rising star Bad Boys 2 team and dunked his ass to the finals. He didn't shoot a fucking jump shot. So that's how you know this young LeBron was different. Like, he just willed. If you watch this game, talking about performances, and I get this is number 3, that gives me 2 to go. So that means who the fuck, which is a lot we left out. This is my list. Don't like my list, this is my list. Number 3, the king, not the GOAT, because he will never be my GOAT, but he the king. He definitely the king. LeBron, 87 or 2007, I'm sorry, versus the Pistons. The performance was just insane. It was insane in the membrane. You can go right ahead there. That's your city. You know it better than I do.
Yeah, I got that one a little higher, so I'll save my thoughts on that when we get to it.
Okay, I put it too low.
I think so. Yes.
Was it the Chicago in me?
It was. It was.
Is that what it was?
You gave begrudging respect, to that performance. You know what I mean?
Respect.
Begrudging respect. Yeah, a little bit.
Respect.
Little bit.
It's number 3 of all time.
Yeah,
it's number 3 of all time. This man by himself dunked. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah.
He just went to the basket and he couldn't be stopped.
No. And scored 25, the last 25 points, not only the last 25 points of Cleveland in the fourth quarter and in double overtime, 29 of the last 30. And I actually went back and rewatched the fourth quarter and the 2 overtimes of this game, in preparation for this show. Drew Gooden hits a free throw with about maybe 3.5 minutes left. And that's it for the rest of the Cavaliers. And if you go and look up and down that roster, that's the most impressive thing I've ever seen. Not just that game, but him dragging that team to the finals. I don't get into the GOAT conversations anymore, but if we were to talk about GOATs, and I'm not saying LeBron is, but I'm saying dragging that 07 team at 22 years old to the NBA Finals by himself, I don't know another player that would have been able to do that. That squad, if you go back and look up and down that roster, 1 through 15, my God, we could have played. We could have played on that squad.
One of the best things I've ever seen in my life was that performance. All truthness aside, it was one of the greatest performances I've ever seen. What was he, 22
22,
at the
22.
time?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
That was his coming out party.
I didn't respect him until he won the second chip in Miami, though. When he put up he got the shoulder shrug. That's when I say, oh, fuck it. It was a shoulder shrug for me. Go ahead. You're number 2. Oh, no, you're number 3. I took over 3. So you're 3 and 2.
Okay, so number 3. Who's my man? Georgie Porgy Putty Pie, kiss the girls and make them cry. I apologize, man. I forgot your name.
I thought that was MC Light.
My man, he knows what he's talking about, man. Put a drop something in the chat, man. You got your arm around the lady. You brought this up at the beginning of the show, this particular performance.
Tommy T?
Tommy T, my man Tommy T and his beautiful girls. Yes. That's
what?
Not that one. Not that one. Oh.
LeBron? Did it all that night? Well, God damn it.
He did do it all that night, but that's not that. That's not it. Back a little bit further.
I don't see. He didn't start talking to a certain time, brother. That's it.
Well, somebody brought this up. So, okay, well, somebody brought this one up, and I apologize if I misspoke.
Okay.
2001.
Oh, talking about AI.
Talking about AI. Yes, the step over game. There we go. AI versus the Lakers, game 1, 2001. This Lakers team was an absolute juggernaut. They were undefeated. They swept through the entire Western Conference playoffs and only lost one game in that entire postseason.
To that team right there. To that one man. That's a bad man right there.
That's a bad man. This man had 48 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 steals, and one of the most iconic moments in NBA history when he crossed up Ty Lue so bad he fell, hit the jumper, and then stepped over him.
Did you watch the All-Star weekend where Shaq was talking about how they dogged him in the locker room because they told him that better not happen?
That's hilarious.
Because he was saying stuff like he had him. And you know what I'm saying? They said he just looked at it. They said just walked away, just looked at it. They said they even look at it. Because they were more mad because they wanted to go undefeated. They were trying to be the first team to not lose a game. Yeah. But another thing that's unspoken, outside of game 3 back in Philly where Kobe said, fuck it, I'm home. And like the Sixers were in every one of those games except for game 3. They were in every single game but one game in that finals. I want people to know that. So, you're number 3, AI. Damn.
Yes, sir.
That should definitely be a picture for that. See, you slacking on your Mac.
I'm slacking on my. Okay, I'll take that. I'll eat that. That's fair. I'll eat that. We ain't gonna go inside of baseball live on these airwaves. I'll eat that one. But yeah, we definitely should have had that picture up there. So I'll eat that one. You want to take a quick break before we come back and do 2 and 1?
Let's do that right there. We got to be right back. Open Sports. No, that's somebody else's show. UPR review. Sports. I'll be right back, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. We'll be right back. We got some shows tonight, so y'all get ready. Because right after this on UPRE, we're finishing up our political month of political satire movies, and it's my pick.
There's a crisis in the White House.
What's the crisis?
And the president's top advisors have been called together.
Oh, jeez.
The sexual misconduct occurred inside the Oval Office. With the election only days away, how much will this scandal affect the outcome?
Now, Washington's top spin doctor.
We can distract the press for 11 days till the election. I think we got a chance.
Wag the dog.
When the fit hits the shan, somebody's going to have to stay after school.
When the shit hits the shan, someone has to stay after school. Also, after Wag the Dog coming up on Tuesday on UPRE Review, we start our Mission Impossible series as we finished up our Terminator series, okay, which out of 5 Terminators, it gets 3 out of 2. That means it's winning, okay? Can it be? So Mission Impossible, I'm a huge fan of this series. Cannot wait to rewatch them. Again, guys, if you're into these movies and you come to watch this, we encourage you to watch them with us. Fresh, not from when you remember when you watched it back then or years ago. Like we go live on Thursdays and Tuesdays. Watch those movies. You can comment actively, like live. Watching them years later is different. That's a cool thing to do. So also we got from our wrestling fans, you got Raw, you got NXT, we got SmackDown coming up tomorrow. We got our AEW show. You got a Ring of Honor show. You want to talk New Japan? Come talk that bullshit too. Hey, Tony Khan. We welcome you. So with that being said, what's your number 2, Christopher Platt?
Number 2, I had to go back to Chicago. Had to pay props to this man. You cannot have a top 5.
Hold on, you talking about that picture right there? Oh shit, wrong picture. Okay, that one. You said you should have had that picture right there,
right there.
That one.
That's iconic.
That one. Okay, gotcha.
Iconic.
Gotcha.
Had to pay homage. Michael Jordan, Game 5. I beg your pardon. 1997 NBA Finals versus the Jazz. Did he have the flu? Was he hungover? Was it food poisoning?
That was game 6.
I say yes.
That was
all
game
the
6,
above. No, it was game 5 because they were tied 2-2 going back to Utah.
No, that was the end of it. Talking about the push off. That's not a push off.
No.
The flu game. I apologize. I apologize.
Yeah.
My bad. The poison game. He said somebody poisoned him. I believe the poison shit.
I believe all 3.
But it makes it less. It makes it less. Effective. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, what's the difference between being poisoned and having the flu? Poison can you can be in the toilet for a while. So
he had that brown bottle flu. Don't get it twisted. The pizza probably has something to do with it as well. But that
you're
brown
from Detroit.
bottle
No, I mean you're from Cleveland. No one's listening to you right now. Stop that.
Just stop.
Anyway, anyhow.
But yeah, fantastic performance, iconic. I mean, that's another iconic vision as he hit the go-ahead 3-pointer and he's holding on to Scottie Pippen as they're walking off the court during the timeout. Iconic vision. Obviously, most people are going to call him the GOAT. I personally would call him the GOAT as well. He had to be somewhere on this list. And because I can't imagine going out and dropping 38 points in the NBA Finals when I'm hungover, aka have food poisoning. So all props to Michael Jordan on that one. That had to be on the list. That's probably higher for you. Or no, your push off.
No, I don't have the push off there because we're talking performances, not my just iconic moments. Well, I set y'all up for I'm a Jordan fan. He should be there. And my number 5. Who did I have at number 5? You remember? I had Akeem Olajuwon.
You did.
Okay. At my number 4, I had last night's Joel Embiid's performance.
Right.
Paying some homage to the day.
Okay.
You picked LeBron. I say the block game is just as big as the shot. I think the block kind of erased the shot, in my opinion. As a Chicago sports fan versus a Cleveland sports fan, LeBron in that thing not only saved Cleveland from having a championship, he erased some history, right? In my mind. Okay, so
that's in my
I can't put that over Craig Elo up there.
That to 12-year-old me. Mike.
What's never being said is Mike's game against Portland, where he drops 33 at halftime. No one talks about that performance. You can put truth be told, all 5 of these should be Michael Jordan. But I want to be fair and I want to give some credence to some other people and pay some respect and have some love. 35, my bad. Look at Vaughn, always trying to correct that motherfucker. Okay, that's his job though. So thank you, Vaughn. Okay. But I'm going to go in the game he lost. 63 in the Garden. Because I seen it. Okay? Before LeBron dunked his way to the finals, Mike was getting beat up by legends. I'm sorry. Larry Bird, legend. Robert Parrish, legend. Dennis Johnson, legend. And that's just this picture. So let's go to Kevin McHale, legend. Luke Walton's on this team, legend. Jesus Christ. I just can't. Oh God, their names are eluding me right now, and it makes me mad when I can't think of people's names. But that team has at least that 12, 15 man roster, at least 8 of them motherfuckers are Hall of Famers.
Yeah, I think Dave Cowens was on that team too. That's another Hall of Famer.
So 63, and the way that The Last Dance showed it with the LL Cool J, I'm bad. Oh, made me go back and just watch that game. Like, if you motherfuckers don't understand why LeBron will never be the majority of people's GOATs, it has nothing to do with how great of a basketball player LeBron James is. Does it? It's how Mike carried himself. It wasn't just a slogan, be like Mike. Motherfuckers were really trying to be like Mike. Okay? They call him Black Jesus. Like, what? I'm sorry. I know Blackish went off yesterday, 2 days ago for the last time. And so for Mama Johnson, I'm always going to say, oh, Black Jesus. That's for her. One of the greatest TV shows in American TV show history. I said it. You go watch Blackish. Okay. But Michael Jeffrey Jordan, 69 points in the Garden, my number 2. What's your number 2?
That's a good one, too. That's when the Garden really meant something, too.
It did. Not that. Yeah. With a sweat box. You got to watch Winning Time on HBO. I know people say that it's not all the way factual. I know Jerry West was mad, but I love the show all the way together. And the way they put Jerry Buss on the top of the building, and then they didn't get. Oh, I just smacked the microphone. Yes, baby, I can't rock the mic. Just y'all know that ain't my job. What you got for number 2?
Number 2 was the flu game.
Okay. Oh, so
Thank you, Tommy T. Michael Jordan was off the Henny. Yes. We seen them jaundice looking ass eyes. Yes, he might have ate some bad pizza as well, but he also had one too many bottles of Henny that night as well, which just adds to the lore and the legend of that performance.
And I know Tommy's a Laker fan, right? So don't give me this bullshit right here that you're giving me right here. And I'm gonna say bullshit, right? Because y'all know gosh damn well that team was not equipped to stop Shaq and Kobe. Okay, this is one of them years where it's like the year Derrick Rose got MVP. It's like every year Michael Jordan didn't get MVP because they just want to give it to him. LeBron James almost every year should get MVP. They just don't want to give it to him. Okay, so I'm not trying to hear this coach of the year, 6th man of the year, defensive player of the year shit. It was one of them good time feeling kind of shows, and that's what it was. Charles Barkley against Golden State Warriors 1994. Yo, listen, great game, great game, great game. Let's get some honorable mentions real fast, Chris, before we get out of here. So I like to give an honorable mention. If you don't mind me, I saw it with. I go to the flu game. I go to the push off. Okay, I go to Damian Lillard's performance, the bye game, when he sent them motherfuckers home, Oklahoma City with a fucking one of the greatest damn next to the step over. That's like be the most thing I love the most in basketball. Watching that right there. AI again had 55 against the Hornets. At one point, what game was that? I got some more. You can go ahead though.
Shout out game 1, Bulls versus Portland when Mike hit the 6 threes in the first half. Akeem Olajuwon versus David Robinson when he received his MVP trophy, and then Akeem proceeded to go out and totally annihilate that man on his whole court. What else we got there? Those stand out in my mind. There's
let's go back. Let's go back a couple years ago, right? There we forget what Donovan Mitchell did in the 2020 conference finals, dropping 57 against the Nuggets. When what's my man for the Nuggets dropped 50 in that series? Jamal Murray.
Yeah, that was
okay. Good. So again, you can go with Shaq's. I mean, this can go on and on, guys. It really can. Top performances. It's more or less to bring you in and engage you in. No one's right or wrong here. I'm gonna go with my number 1 since it's your show. All right. How does that make you feel?
You already stepped on my number 1, so it's all good. Do what you must.
So we know what your number 1 is.
We do. Yes.
We already know what your 1 is. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So we know what your 1 is. So that means it must be LeBron somewhere in there. God, my LeBron. Who cares? I mean, jeez. Well, in that case, go with your number 1 then.
It's already been said. Game 5, Eastern Conference Finals, Detroit Pistons, series tied at 2, ending. I don't know if you could really call that Pistons team a dynasty. They coming off back-to-back consecutive NBA Finals appearances, 1-1, lost 1. But this was the end of that. He literally destroyed that team. They were never the same after this moment. And just watching him with all the scrubs and the bums that he had on his team, no disrespect to any of those guys, you made the league. Golf clap. That was literally the most amazing thing I had ever seen on a basketball court. Just watching that performance. 25 consecutive points and 29 out of the team's last 30. And to do it against that team, which they still had some gas in the tank. Chauncey Billups was still Mr. Big Shot. Rasheed could still ball. Tayshaun Prince, Ben Wallace. They had picked up Chris Webber. Yeah, he wasn't Chris Webber, but it was still Chris Webber. Antonio McDyess, he got hurt, which I think that might have been the turning point in the series. But that was just a phenomenal performance, and that was the Kings' coronation that entire season. Not just that game, but dragging that team to the finals with such luminaries as Larry Hughes, Eric Snow, Ira Newble.
I call him Eric fucking Snow.
Eric fucking Snow. I forgot Philly. Eric fucking Snow. You already know. You
call him Eric fucking Snow, yo.
You already know. Yes. Sasha Pavlovich. Like, exactly. I can't even say the Melon Farmer's name, man. That was just phenomenal. And I don't know another player, especially at 22 years old, that could have dragged that team kicking and screaming to the finals as he did. So that is my top playoff performance of all time. Not just that game, but that entire LeBron's entire performance in that season. Yes, they went on to get swept by the Spurs. They're supposed to. Spurs had 3 Hall of Famers and Greg Popovich coaching. Of course, they were going to get swept by the Spurs, but that was amazing. and it set us off on the path of what's to come. Taking it back to wrestling, this is like when John Cena beat the Big Show for the U.S. title at WrestleMania 20. We knew the best was yet to come, but that was the jumping off point.
Gotcha. You kind of stepped on my number one, right? That was my number two right there. Number two. My number one should have been this, but you said that I remember watching this game later, not watching it live. Right. I remember watching this later, and it was amazing to me watching this. And I can't wait for to get to this part in the Winning Time series. I'm loving it. To me, it's the best show on television, bar none. It really is, in my opinion, the number one TV show on TV. But my number one was your number three, I think. Just like your number one was my number three. And it was the 1997 flu game against Utah Jazz. 38 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals. The way he was locking those guys down. Like, he gets no credit, in my opinion, for defense anymore, which just blows my mind how everybody just thinks that Scottie was the entire defensive everything on that team. And Memphis down 7. This is crazy going into halftime. Thank you for that. Just no credit at all for his defense anymore. Like, people just forget that Michael Jordan's how many times defensive player of the year?
Yeah.
How many times? 6?
Yeah. When we say he's the best player, he was the best player on both sides of the court. You can't even argue that. It's indisputable.
Vaughn, stat me here. How many times? LeBron James? Who? The greatest of all time is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. It's not even I don't care about points. I don't care about teammates. I don't care about making people around them better. That's not what makes him the GOAT to people. It's not. LeBron can walk out of here and have all them accolades, and we'll have all them accolades. And I've been privileged, and it's been a privilege, shall I say, to watch LeBron James play basketball. To come on the backs of Michael Jordan. Like, people know anybody, Allen Iverson's nickname is the answer. It was because the question was, who's the next Michael Jordan? That's where AI got it from. Not him, but the media. That's the answer. The king came because no one can beat Jordan. So they had to crown a new king.
King Von, we didn't need the last part of that sentence, man. We see that Jordan won defensive player of the year. We didn't need that last sentence.
0.
That was unnecessary.
0. I like that.
Completely
Thank
unnecessary.
You for that. Thank you for that.
Yes,
exactly. Listen, past first person over 30,000 points. Take that all you want, son. Take it all you want to. That's because that's your team. And that's even if it's not your team. That's fair. It's fair. And if you want to put LeBron there, I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to say you're wrong, but I'm going to say okay. Because, again, I need you to understand, the GOAT is not about being the greatest basketball player of all time. Men in America today have a how should I say it, a machismo problem. Forgot how to be badass. I ain't saying be a dick. It's not cool to be a thug anymore. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to be a dickhead anymore. But men forgot to have their cojones. You got some marbles? Go back and watch Major League top 5 sports movies. All right, where's your marbles? Today's basketball players don't appear to have. Nobody wants to dress like them. Who's dressing like Russell Westbrook? Put your hand down.
Zaya Wade.
Who's dressing like James Harden
Smith.
coming in with a who?
Jaden Smith.
Okay. I don't want to be like that. Mike had on the tight ass sneaks with the fresh ass Nike airbreaker sweatsuits and the short sets. He was the freshest y'all saw that documentary. I'm done. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, Game 5, NBA Finals. There's nothing can be said about this man. 38, 7, 5, and 6-0. This ain't a GOAT issue. This is the top 5 performance issue. Sorry. I go in a little bit sometimes, Platt.
We know. It's all good. We know.
It's your show. So you'll see. They want to. They want to. All right, you know it. All right, just checking. All right, just checking. Woosah. Get my pressure points.
Yeah,
Let me get my pressure points. Listen, guys, at the top of the hour, as I said, our political satire show, we will be discussing this week's My Pick.
There's a crisis in the White House,
What's the crisis?
and the president's top advisors have been called together.
Oh, jeez.
The sexual misconduct occurred inside the Oval Office. With the election only days away, how much will this scandal affect the outcome?
Now, Washington's top spin doctor,
We can distract the press for 11 days till the election. I think we got a chance.
Wag the dog.
When the fit hits the shan, somebody's going to have to stay after school.
And we are back. Look, I switched it over there like that.
I see, yeah.
You know, on purpose, wanted to make some shit there. So top of the hour, come back, and Tommy T, please. Mike ain't had no swag. Do you see the clothes that man had on? Are you crazy?
We're not talking about dad jean and bootcut jean, Michael Jordan. We're talking about with the three-piece suits. And I mean, Mike has swag.
Too.
Like,
Mike had swag, dog.
I give that.
Besides them glasses. I ain't gonna front. Them glasses kind of whack with the Oakleys. I couldn't get with that shit. All right. But we better get up out of here. In 2 weeks, we'll be back for top 5. What plat you got? You should know.
Yeah, top 5. Unpopular
Top 5
review. Come back 2 weeks. It's gonna be the top 5. If you got some suggestions, holla at me at the Real C Plat on Twitter. That is the Real C Plat on Twitter. And because advertising works in threes, holla at me on the Real C Plat on Twitter and let us know the topics you want to see and hear discussed.
Well, yeah, what he said. Listen again, where can they find you at, Platty?
The Real C Plat on Twitter. Come holler at your boy, chop it up with me. I'm gonna get back on Twitter. I promise. Mike be on me all the time because I don't social mediate. I'm gonna get back, man. I'm gonna start getting back on my Grizzly. But yeah, if you got a topic that you want to hear discussed, holler at me at the Real C Plat on Twitter, man. Let's start a dialogue. I like to give the people what they want. You get to quote Jalen Rose, you got to give the people what they want. And that's what I'm here for. That's why they brought me in. I am your incumbent, Mr. Velvet Pipes himself, Christopher Platt. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. And
fuck you. I'm just gonna say that. I ain't gonna
LeBron's the GOAT.
Okay. Peace, y'all.